the recent news, according to a certain, was this a leaked document that came out? All right, it was a leaked court document that they tested. Of course, Nick Rekieta has been arrested for supposed possession of drugs.
Yeah,
and they tested him and his children for drugs. And he's got what, 4 kids?
5.
5 kids. All right. So this test, I say, if I had to batting average, first kid, good. Second kid, good. Third kid, fourth kid, all good. Fifth kid's got a bunch of cocaine came up in the toxicology report. Now, here's the thing is you go, well, how does this child have cocaine in their system? Because what are the possible explanations
Not
for
just
how that would happen?
shit
a lot.
Yeah, like a lot. Like the amount in them
like a weekend user.
potentially, like an actual cocaine user's amount of cocaine in the system.
Not one-time cocaine user.
And I'm talking to Max, and I'm going, well, I just, I can't imagine how this would happen. You go, well, it's Occam's razor. He probably, gave his kid cocaine. So my problem is Occam's razor. The idea that the
I do really hate Occam's razor.
Occam's razor. Where I went.
You know what the simplest explanation is? No one fucking understands what Occam's razor is.
Well, that's kind of the problem.
That's the simplest explanation.
I said I don't think the simplest explanation is that this, millionaire lawyer YouTube Rumble star guy said, "Hey, why don't I just for no reason give my child
one of them, the middle one,
cocaine."
Yeah.
And then, I hope Mr. Girl doesn't mind me relaying this. He says, well, maybe the kid was like a little lethargic. Or he gave the example of...
I love this theory. I love this theory, by the way. That he self-dosed his kid.
This is the least amount of variables.
This is the one I love, though. No, this is the one I love.
This is the...
Dr. Rekieta decided to give his 9-year-old daughter cocaine.
That's the simplest explanation,
in a large
obviously.
amount,
That's
too.
the simplest explanation.
Yeah, every weekend.
Yeah.
He gave
because anybody with a coke habit, it's always I have too much coke. Here, I got to get rid of some of it.
He gave me the example of, let's say the family took like a trip, like a vacation. They go to like a Disney World.
Want to amp the kids up.
Well,
before
there's
they get
always
in the
like
car.
that one kid who's like, I don't even want to go to Disney World. This sucks. And like,
they're not gonna like it more when they're fucking high on cocaine.
Well, you put a little bit of cocaine in their Mickey Mouse ice cream bar, and all of a sudden you're having a great family vacation.
Why?
And I don't know. I said I don't think that's Occam's razor. I don't think that's the simplest explanation.
That's so many new variables, Mr. Girl.
I don't remember if that's...
It's not the simple... It's not the shortest. Like, the least amount of words. It's the least amount of variables that you're introducing.
Well, I'd like to real quick, for those of you who don't know, Occam's razor is, again, the problem-solving principle that recommends you should search for an explanation constructed with the smallest possible set of elements. Good example would be a botched drug test.
Test is bad.
The test
You see, there's no new elements. The test right there is bad. Do it again.
That's a pretty simple answer. Do you know why it's called Occam's razor?
I thought that was like a type of idea.
Well,
and the guy's name was Occam.
Well, Occam is the name of the guy. William of Occam was a 14th century English Franciscan friar. But actually, the term Occam's razor did not appear until centuries after his death. It's just kind of like he was the guy who was always preaching it more than anybody else. That eventually
everyone hated him so much.
Yeah, he's like,
such a fucking prick.
The simplest thing.
Like Socrates, everybody really hated him.
Like, will you shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
So centuries after he died, they decided to attribute it to him. It's called Occam's razor because you are supposed to use the razor to slice away unnecessary assumptions or cut across unnecessary conclusions. I thought that was interesting. So, yeah, right now we have a lot of people on the internet whose Occam's razor seems like an elaborately constructed scheme, again, for which for no meaningful reason that anyone has ever... Have you ever heard of a family that's like, hey, why don't I give my kids some cocaine?
No.
Like,
That's
this never happened as far as I know.
Me either. That's what I'm saying. I've never heard this put forth in the history of the world.
I've seen the videos of like poor people blowing marijuana smoke in their baby's face, and everyone gets mad about that. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like I could see how that would happen. But I can't imagine you're doing a reel of coke and you see your kid and you just like, I don't know, make a snowball and throw it in their face. Every weekend.
Every weekend.
Well, the amount in the system.
By the way, were the kids hungry or are they coked out of their minds.
Maybe,
I thought
yeah,
I thought the lady said the kids were complaining about being hungry. Never once have I done a rail and go like, man, I could really famished. I could go for a fucking snack.
It is a bit of a contradiction there. So yeah, you get a lot of guys who they think they're real smart, and actually, one of these guys. Not to get into the religious stuff too much, but a lot of religious guys will use Occam's razor, where it's like, well,
God.
That's just God.
Just the way
God did it.
How does everything exist? It just does.
And
Occam's
you
razor.
and
That's
you go,
the simplest
that's
explanation.
Not Occam's
That's
razor.
not an explanation.
That's the most complicated fucking thing you could ever. A magic guy exists, and he did all of this for some unknown metaphysical reason. That's not simple at all. That's very complicated.
How? Still, how?
Yeah.
That raises so many more questions.
Yeah, but a lot of like religious guys will go, well, you know,
Occam's
Occam's
razor.
razor, and you're like, no, that's way more complicated.
How did this shit get on the floor? God.
There's a lot of that. But anyway, I do think that this is a situation.
The test is bad. Well, they would have done it twice. Did they? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there
Okay,
you go.
well then.
And they will do
Let's
it.
wait
They
and
will.
see. Yeah.
Aren't they going to do a follow?
Well,
I would
I would
imagine
suspect.
you can demand a follow-up
Yeah.
test. And
Why
go,
would the government do 2 tests? They got the answer they wanted,
Can
which
you,
is
Yeah.
you that we're trying to bust for cocaine, and maybe we searched you illegally, and
Right.
you've been embarrassing us this whole time. One of your kids' tests turned out to be positive for cocaine. We're done. That's it.
Yeah.
This is the best way we can fuck you over. The government stops when they have it what they need to fuck you over.
Yeah. I mean, it's also one of these things where I think
Everyone's acting like they've never paid taxes before. Like,
Ryan.
what do you mean the government wouldn't fuck you over? What do you think you're paying taxes for?
Also,
they just pocket that money.
If the government wanted to fuck you over in the cleanest, simplest way possible, you just go, well, he hurt his kids.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, everybody online, you know, goes like, oh, well, I can't. Rekieta had, what do you call it? Fucking Vic Lasagna go, I cannot associate
I
with,
can't fucking believe that.
I can't associate with Nick Rekieta. I'm like, weren't you falsely accused of a bunch of shit?
Yeah.
Like, how do you not get that it goes both ways, cocksucker? What the fuck? Edward
Well, yeah,
Eldridge?
but I didn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
cool.
shit, you dick-brained idiots. What the fuck do you think?
That's some real snake in the grass shit from Vic. That's real bad.
Real cocksucker.
It's,
now I'm glad that he owes them like $500,000 or whatever it
That's
is.
still
Fuck Vic.
pretty fucked
Fuck
up.
Vic. How about that? Hashtag
Vic.
fuck Vic. Fuck
he's
you,
got
Vic
some
Lasagna. How about that? You.
I can't believe.
What did he do? He molested that fat chick. What did Vic Lasagna do? He felt her up like a fucking beanbag? Is that what he grabbed her hair? That fat bitch's hair?
Yeah, Monica Real, right? Were those the allegations?
The court, this isn't
She's a
defamation because the
porker.
court
She's a
agrees with me,
porker.
right?
Yeah.
All I know is,
He's a big Christian, too.
yeah. Well,
Why is he...
all
I
he
mean,
needed to do was say,
That's
look,
not an insult to Christians, by the way.
No,
I'm just
no.
saying, like, he stole it.
is.
he should believe in the good in people.
Right.
The worst
well,
thing is,
or
he
at
didn't-
least give the guy a chance to...
Yeah.
Why did they
present
have
a
heaven if they
defense?
all have to jump down at Nick's throat like on Earth?
Plus, I just don't believe the 9-year-old had fucking cocaine in their system.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
well, again,
it doesn't make sense to me. If it'd been
No.
the teenager, I'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe like that. But it seems fishy as fuck.
Yeah.
If they prove it's true, if they retest, you know.
But then you'll ask what
but
they think happened. It's like, well, maybe they went into his closet looking for candy, and they saw and they thought it was pixie sticks dumped all over a
Occam's
mirror.
razor, bro.
Occam's razor. And you're like, no, that's not what that is. That's like convoluted out of your fucking mind. Occam's razor, man. Occam's razor. All
You
of
know,
this.
if a kid sees like a bunch of pixie stick lying around, they're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah. I need pixie stick
they
off
go,
the fucking ground.
Why does this taste like copper? I better keep eating it.
Why does it smell like gasoline?
Yeah. Well,
Kids are notoriously not picky at all when it comes to something that will make you vomit the
Yeah.
second it gets anywhere near your face.
I still, if I was in a situation where cocaine exists, I go, oh, that's going to taste terrible. You know, I still might do a little bit, but it doesn't have a good taste.
Am I sure it's not pixie sticks?
Yeah.
This is drug
let me
dummy.
sniff it to find out.
People who've never done drugs before just watch on TV like, yeah, you do cocaine and then you like go bananas. You're just like totally crazy.
Did you ever try to drink like a beer when you were a kid? And it
No.
just tasted terrible?
No, really.
Yeah. Shut up.
I never did.
You never?
No.
Did your dad not a drinker or anything?
No, he drank martinis. He doesn't drink very much though.
Yeah.
He never did.
I remember At one point, my dad was helping out at a restaurant, and they had the beer tap. And I'm like, let me just try this out. And I took a sip, and I'm like, wow, that's fucking terrible. I'm never going to want to ever drink that again in my life. And I was kind of right, because I still can't drink those fucking IPAs that you like.
Oh, I need these.
Those taste terrible
my
to
baby.
me. No,
Maybe if my
no.
dad did some of these growing up.
I need that American sugar beer. It tastes like drinking a Sprite. Anyway, Occam's
You don't think a little
razor.
girl's plowing through lines every...
Well, I mean, that is
every
a very
weekend?
simple explanation. It makes a lot of sense.
You don't think a hardcore drug addict could spot a little kid on a bunch of cocaine?
The worst part about this is, like, the people who are reporting it know that, like, all of this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The amount of, like,
The
lying...
quartering that fat bag
the
of
amount
shit.
of lying to stupid people, you know? Like, I
Yeah.
see Yellow Flash, like, tweeting, and he's like, you know, I've lost all faith in humanity. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ.
Please smite Nicholas so I can
Yeah.
have more super chats and ad revenue. If a guy that's bigger than me goes down, then 4 of us move up.
It really comes down, man, they're mad at him for a
clout.
lot of stupid stuff.
Because he's better than them. He came back. Did you see him come back?
I saw him come back.
That was fire.
At first, I was like, I even said on Twitter, I didn't think he should.
He
stream.
should do it.
Yeah, I was like, don't do it, man. Oh, man. And they just dropped it. They timed it perfectly, honestly.
When you say they, who do you mean?
Isn't
that odd?
It seemed.
Isn't that
I
odd
mean,
that
it
somebody walked
originated
in?
on Kiwi Farms.
Yeah.
They walked into the county courthouse
Somebody
with
did.
the file number. Somebody did.
Isn't that peculiar?
Yeah, and that somebody happened to be, well, possible somebody happened to be on air at the time.
Oh, you mean
started.
Aaron?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody knew that number.
Yeah.
And they went in there
Somebody
to
knew the case file
case
number,
file
and they were able
number.
to
They
go to
walked
the
in-
law clerk or whatever.
Yep,
and-
to a case that was supposed to be sealed, but it wasn't because they were trying to railroad him. Everybody in that
Well, you would
county
have to
trying
have the
fuck Nick
motion to
over.
seal, probably. I mean, you would think they would get it, but you know, it might not technically
You
be
think.
illegal to leak it now.
But it turns out when everybody's working together,
yeah,
you don't have to have a conspiracy. Everybody's just working together to fuck over one guy, and their actions all kind of are they add up.
and regardless of what you think, I mean, it's pretty fucking dirty to do that to the kid, right? I don't think the test is accurate. I mean, it just seems fucking crazy to me. I could be wrong. If I'm proven wrong, you know, backup test, I'll come out and say that. But
I wouldn't take a backup test. Anything could set that shit
But yeah,
off.
well, you know, I'm just saying, if
Poppy
I'm
seeds.
proven wrong, you know,
I
I'll
loved
eat those
poppy
words.
seeds as a kid. I was a big poppy seed guy.
But man, the way they leaked that, to me, I mean, it kind of just adds to the narrative.
It does.
Of like, wow, they're really trying to fuck.
They're
this
trying to
guy.
fuck him over.
Yeah, it's like whoa,
Yeah.
because they
Right
didn't
before his
redact
big
any of the
comeback.
kids' names. Like they had their names and birthdays, and it's like, really, like this needs to be out there and attached to their fucking real life names for forever. And they could have easily redacted this document too. I mean, I don't know. And then the same people will say, Rekieta, man, bad, right? Rekieta's got to go to jail for life. You know, they're fine with this info being out there. They don't care. I mean, I can't see how's that for the benefit of the child in any way whatsoever. And there's speculation if you read the document that the children might be split up and they're putting them into official
really?
foster care.
I don't know why they can't just go to like the grandparents, or maybe the grandparents.
Well,
don't wanna
yeah,
take
well, they
care of
don't
them.
do it like that. We talked about this last
You
night.
hear a weird hum? Like a...
Be quiet. Yes.
Oh shit!
What is that?
I don't know. I don't think it's coming through in the audio though.
Oh, I think it's this computer. Maybe you're right. We do need a new computer.
Yeah, no shit. We need a new computer. The audio drops out every other show, and Dick's like, "Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Nobody cares. It's not like we're doing a live show for 1,500 people."
Oh, now it's a live show that we need.
What, energy? And is that what you're worried about?
Now it's a live show
I'm
that we're
sorry.
doing.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, Occam's razor.
Occam's razor.